I'm cured! You, sir, are a genius! I'm going to tell all my dyslexic friends.
Did you guys know that there is not only one, but 2 banned episodes of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? Yeah, they're episodes that Disney straightforward does not want you to see. If they find out you viewed this episode, they are going to show up at your house and have a warrant for your arrest. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that serious, but it is serious enough to be taken off of Disney Plus, both of these episodes. The first one is a little bit more offensive, but the second one is a lot more controversial. I'm curious what you guys think of either of them. But you know what, let's just jump into both of them, see what they're about, kind of talk about what must have went wrong in their airing, and then, you know, see what we can do as a society.
Mr. Ford just said us dyslexics have good memories.
Zack is faced with the possibility of having to attend summer school due to poor grades. Just want to note, their hair is getting longer, and for some reason it's already giving me second season vibes, but I guess we'll just stick to the first.
Good news and some bad news. The bad news is that I got D's in math, English, and social studies.
What's the good news?
I'm out of bad news.
Meanwhile, London wants to learn how to play chess, so Maddie agrees to tutor her. You can imagine how this goes.
Chess is an intellectual game and you're not. Well, maybe I'm a little more intellectual than you think.
In a panic, he pretends to have dyslexia in order to receive easier schoolwork and extra assistance from teachers.
Thanks, Mr. Forges. For the first time in my life, I feel like there's hope.
Yeah, see, this joke itself makes me feel like addressing something as dyslexia as a personality handicap is not cool.
Gee, I wonder who your favorite twin is. That's okay, Mom. I'm already dyslexic. I don't want love handles, too.
Cody becomes frustrated when he discovers Zack's deception and the special treatment he's receiving. Zack, however, continues to enjoy the benefits of his lie, which Cody struggles with the unfairness of the situation.
That's because I've been looking at the video game box for weeks. It was really hard to read at first, but then I memorized it. Mr. Ford just said us dyslexics have good memories. Yet you haven't remembered my birthday. Ever. And we're twins.
London finally makes a small amount of progress with Maddie's help, but it's clear she still has a long way to go. In the end, Zack's lie is eventually exposed when his teachers find inconsistencies in his schoolwork and he is forced to come clean.
It's just that you're always talking about how great Cody is in school.
Zack, I'm not going to belittle Cody's achievements to make you feel better.
The worst part about this episode is that Zack actually has a really good point. Like, this episode is pretty grounded when it comes to the dark intentions that a person could have because of a little bit of resentment or a little bit of inadequacy, that this would happen in real life. And I like the humility Zack has to go through to admit something so intense that he lied about a learning disorder. It just carries a lot of weight to it. The episode wraps with Cody and Zack going back to the way things were and bickering once again. It almost reminds me of the cigarettes episode of That's So Raven. Like, that was interesting because it took something that was like kind of like a scarily real issue in the world and made light of it and tried to show a lesson in why to take it seriously. And this one I feel like does a good job at balancing the two. Like, when Disney dives into too real of a topic, they seem to dial it back a little bit, which is okay for the overall brand, but you know, episodes like this are gonna be missed. I feel like it makes sense that this season 1 episode was pulled from all services. Like, of course it's not going to be a good look for Sweet Life, Disney Channel, and everybody in between if this episode goes places.
Can't believe you're fooling everyone with this whole dyslexic scam. A, I don't know what you're talking about. And B, oh yes it will.
Not only is making fun of dyslexia like a prominent role in this episode, Zack makes light of it, and it even doesn't end well for him up until the very last one. But this episode isn't as controversial and quickly to be off Disney Channel as the next one is, which is Season 3, Episode 20, Due in Time and Suite 2330. So Zack and Cody's mom, Carrie, is lecturing the boys because apparently they ruined an entire wedding and are going to have to be on punishment.
What were you thinking?
Well, you see,
I don't want to hear it. Cody, what was going through your mind?
It's just
Zip it, mister!
We see how bad it is when Mr. Mosby comes in and he has cake all over him too.
I don't know what hurt more, this little bride that jabbed me in the kidneys or the real one who kicked me in the shin.
Before Carrie heads out, she makes sure the boys are punished in the living room because apparently in their rooms they can play video games and have too much fun. London comes in because she needs Cody to produce her show, which is relevant, but Carrie says he can't because he is grounded.
You're officially unpunished.
London, you can't do that. He's my son.
Oh.
Literally, London tries to bribe her, and of course it doesn't work. Meanwhile, London goes to Maddie because she's desperate for a producer. Maddie apparently wants to do it because she needs more extracurriculars.
You produce a great segment, you could win the Golden Nettie.
Ooh, that would look good on my college applications.
She jokes about Bigfoot, and London is like, oh, we actually have to interview that person. And she's like, well, he's not real. But then she's determined to get him, apparently. In order to win the award they're going for, they need a celebrity to interview. And luckily, Chris Brown is in the building. Oh, okay, I see where this is going. Meanwhile, Zack convinces Cody to leave the room despite their punishment, which of course is going to lead to trouble.
Oh, I wonder what'll happen if I do this. Whoa! Nothing happened.
Cody's trying to do the same thing Maddie's trying to do by getting a guest star onto their show. They run into Mr. Mosby checking in the Cheetah Girls. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember them being on this show.
Just me being a cheetah guy. Oh, maybe we could do the dance thing. No. I'll just open the door there.
Cody manages to convince the Cheetah Girls to join the show.
Show up at the penthouse suite tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
We'll be there, tiny dancer.
London walks by saying that he's fired anyway, while they actually do have Chris Brown on London's show. Cody still plans on going through with the guest star, but it's a problem because when Zack and Cody need to escape, Carrie is like, oh, I'm staying here all day, so there's no way they can get out of it.
Hey, Cody! Why don't we invent something to do in our room? What?
No electronic stuff.
Oh, don't worry, Mom. We'll invent something to do.
Zack and Cody secretly sneak out by saying that they're going to their room and crawl through the vent systems of the Tipton. The boys leave a tape of themselves bickering, which is perfect because Carrie definitely thinks they're there.
All right, take them out and let's start over. Zack, do you have any 9s? Nope, no fish. Do you have any 2s?
Meanwhile, Maddie is taking over as the producer of London's web series. Meanwhile, London starts asking Chris Brown a bunch of questions that were supposed to be for Bigfoot.
So, do you enjoy living in the vast forests of the Great Northwest?
I lived in a loft in New York.
And the Cheetah Girls enter expecting to be on the show since Cody put them on.
The Cheetah Girls and didn't tell me? I guess I didn't tell me either.
It's cool because I've never really seen these girls in a show on Disney Channel before, and it's awesome because the movies obviously are really good. The boys are sneaking through the vents to try to get to London's web show, and they end up falling through just as all the celebrities are there.
Right now, is he?
Yes, he is.
Cody tries to interrupt, only inviting Chris Brown to start dancing, and London initiates a dance-off. Meanwhile, Mr. Mosby comes in to tell Carrie that the boys have escaped, insulting her as a mother.
I have often said that you are a terrible mother.
You have?
Mostly to other people. But I must admit, this time you have really laid down the law.
And she realizes that the boys just left a recording. They manage to even find London's podcast, in which they're all dancing with celebrities on the screen. Oh my god, they're in so much trouble.
Do you have any idea what those little weasels might be?
Well, Zack, anywhere that there's food or girls. Cody was upset about not being able to produce London's web show. What do they think they're doing?
I believe that's the Aunt Jackie.
Meanwhile, Cody and Maddie come to a truce and say they're both going to produce London's show for her. But Carrie and Mr. Mosby interrupt, leading the boys to even bigger trouble.
Boys, we need to talk.
Not now, I'm trying to produce a show. I mean, I love you.
Carrie finally goes crazy and gives the boy a speech in front of all the celebrities, and she is completely fed up with the fact that they are avoiding their grounding again, which I'm not surprised. These guys never stick around for their grounding. Like, why are you surprised, Carrie?
Oh, really? I didn't realize.
I don't care!
They can only do this episode so many times, and Carrie can only get so mad after each of them.
Just gonna get Chris Brown's autograph on my... Okay.
In the end, Maddie wins the award on behalf of both her and Cody, and the boys are still grounded. The end.
And they have all these cool remixes where lightning bolts come out of your eyes and smoke comes out of your ears.
Shut up! I know.
Oh my gosh. Of course this episode didn't really work because of the controversy going on with Chris Brown at the time. You guys can look it up yourself, but I'm not really getting into it here. The point is, this episode is kind of normal with a really basic plot line of the boys just getting punished and going out to get celebrities to make up for a mistake they made. Honestly, it seems like more of the same. Like, I've seen this episode of Zack and Cody so many times. So it's not like a huge loss that we are missing out on this on Disney Plus, although I really am upset that we can't see the Cheetah Girls the way they are intended to be seen, because they are just such a good girl group.
They do look cute enough to eat.
Hi, I'm Cody Martin, executive producer of Yay Me, starring London Tipton.
Oh, I love that show! You're the goofy kid London makes do silly stuff!
But it makes sense why they wouldn't put this on Disney Plus. Like, there's not a lot of stuff that's super controversial. There's the first episode, Smart and Smarterer, but that's making fun of people that are dyslexic. Like, the entire plot line in itself is flawed and could cause controversy, while this is just a single guest star that kind of ruined it for everybody. It's like the implications behind this guest is so problematic that they couldn't even put the entire episode on, which is kind of a shame.
By the way, you're my favorite.
He said I was his favorite.
I definitely think it's worth seeing it for some of the small jokes, but it's not that interesting. It's interesting though, because it is still available for purchase on Amazon Prime Video and Apple TV, despite the fact it's not on Disney Plus itself. This episode was taken off of being repeated, and it was one of the last episodes of the third season before the end of the series, which is so crazy.
And you were being tackled by the flower girl. You know, for a 7-year-old, she was tough. She had a mean left hook.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It was really fun to go through these banned episodes of The Sweet Life for you. I definitely didn't expect seeing most of what I saw in this, but you know, I haven't seen this since it came out, and obviously we're living in a different time, different things are offensive, and bigger controversies have come up to shadow the original art of these shows, and I'm not super excited that they're hard to find, but it is cool to go over them with you guys again. But what did you guys think? Do you think that these are worth taking off the air or not replaying? I would love to know down in the comments. Until then, don't forget to like and subscribe to Johnny2000, and next time we'll be going over more media, TV, music, and more. Have a great day.